Okay, hello again. Today is Monday, January 19th. This will be my third video going up onto YouTube. My mood today is a little bit better than it has been in the last two video posts that I've put up on YouTube. I had mentioned before that I was going to find a website, a blog website, and start blogging about things. And I did find one. It's called Tumblr, TUMBLR.com. And I basically wrote the initial story of how this all went down with my husband Kenneth DeShields. I noticed that my first video that I posted, has gotten 300 views, which surprised me. I didn't think I would get that many, but I'm hoping that I get a little bit more. And I was kind of hoping that not so much for people to follow me, but to be a little more open and correspond with me. I'm very open-minded. I'm very down to earth, and I'm looking forward to maybe somebody corresponding with me and telling me how they feel. Please, no negativity, though. I'm sure you can imagine, as you can imagine, I've had enough negativity with this whole situation. I wanted to talk today about the situation and the facts that I've learned of the James Lewis case. I can't speak on it much because I don't know a whole lot, but I do know the basics of how it all went down. That Officer Josey was following behind James Lewis in his, James Lewis owns a Bentley, and he was pulled over, and when James Lewis asked Josey why he pulled him over, Josey's response was, "I know you're kind." And I think James Lewis' response was, "Well, what kind is that?" I mean, from what I've learned of James Lewis, he's a prominent businessman. He owns quite a few businesses in the city of Philadelphia. So I guess maybe his kind is the kind of man that has gone somewhere in life, and he's built up his life and has gained a successful life because he's a businessman. He owns quite a few businesses. Also, that night during the confrontation, there was three other cops that, because James Lewis's sons were following behind James Lewis in a pickup truck, and there was a very big confrontation between James Lewis, his two sons, and Josey, and three other cops who, like I said, I'm not aware of who they are, but Josey said to James Lewis, and this is quoted because it's apparently on the police report, that Josey said, I already have one notch under my belt. Don't be the second notch on my belt. James Lewis was quoted after he was interviewed as referring to, he believes that Jonathan Josey was referring to the murder of Kenneth DeShields, that he would be the second notch in his belt, so to speak. I'm making this video a little bit shorter than I have my other videos. And basically the reason for this video today is because I am asking the general public, anybody that has had a run-in or an incident with Josey, to contact me by way of YouTube. Write a comment, and even if you want to post a video, and then because I research YouTube enough that, I'm not on here all the time, but occasionally throughout the day I check it for funny videos or new videos or what have you. But as of late, a lot of my researching on YouTube has been about police brutality, because it just seems like us human beings are losing more and more rights every day. We're becoming police stated, and I feel like we're slowly losing our rights as human beings. A lot of the amendments, a lot of the Constitution that protects us is actually being turned against us. And I'm not saying that I'm against cops. I believe that they have a hard job. I believe that, they're sometimes put in certain situations where it's life or death, and I support cops. But for those cops that are brutal and abuse their power, abuse their badges to gain things that they normally wouldn't gain, like harassing people, or just being brutal, or using their 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 weapons against people that don't do anything wrong. I don't have any respect for those kind of cops at all. Um, so I'm asking the general public. Like I said, there's about 300 views of my first video, and I think I saw that there was 40 views of my second video, or maybe it was 4. It hasn't been up that long, so I'm hoping more people view my videos and more of the general public will get behind me in this. If you've ever had a run-in with a cop where, you felt like you were disrespected in a major way, I'll give you an example of my own incident with a cop. I was walking home from a friend's house right here in my own neighborhood, and at the time when I was working, I worked from like 3 to 11. So a friend of mine had offered to make me dinner one night, me and another friend. So I'm walking home from my friend's house, and because I worked until 11, I usually wouldn't eat dinner until about 12:30, when I would get home from work. And it was literally only 5 blocks down the street, and a cop drove past me and a friend of mine, turned around, came back, and started to question why being out, first of all, I was 33 at the time, why am I out this late? I said, well, sir, I work until 11 o'clock, and I was at a friend of mine's house having dinner, and now I'm on my way home. And his response was, well, it's kind of late to be walking around out this late. I said, I'm literally only right down the street from my house. It's just a straight walk. Well, he was so abrupt about the fact that I was out so late at night. I'm not a teenager. I don't have a curfew. I'm 33 years old. I'm walking. I'm not driving. I wasn't even drinking. He actually made me walk a straight line, make sure that I wasn't drinking. I'm surprised he didn't give me a breathalyzer. I simply had explained to him I worked until 11 o'clock and was coming from a friend's house to go home for the night. When you work the 3 to 11 shift, you don't have a normal life like everybody else. You don't get up at, 7 a.m. and go to work 9 to 5. There are people that work shift work. Well, I was one of them. So, having my own incident with a cop, I'm surprised the guy didn't give me a ticket for walking late at night. Another friend of mine actually got pulled over while riding a bicycle and was told that he was riding his bike too fast. Riding his bike too fast. He got ticketed for it. It sounds funny, but it tells me that that's abuse of power. How could you write somebody a ticket for riding a bicycle too fast? He was in our neighborhood, in the back streets here, and I was blown away by that. It was probably the same cop that pulled me over for walking. I'm surprised I didn't get a ticket for walking too fast. But, I don't know, I just don't want to go on. But, please, people, our rights as human beings are slowly being diminished. Cops are becoming more and more and more abusive of their badge and their powers, and we're slowly losing our rights as human beings. So if you agree with what I'm saying, and if you've heard of my husband's story, and you want to contact me, please don't hesitate to do so. I'm all for corresponding with people that want to be heard. If you're a military widow and you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. I will gladly correspond with you. But to anybody that's negative or feels like they want to attack me verbally for what I'm trying to do, for what I'm trying to accomplish, just, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, type of thing. My grandparents raised me with very high morals and values, and I try to stick to those. So, if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything to me at all. But, for anybody that is in support of what I'm trying to do, which is just get the story out there, and the more I put it out there, the more people will know. I'm especially looking for anybody that has had a run-in or a bad experience with Josey, because I feel like the more people, if we gather together and we talk amongst ourselves, more information, knowledge is power. And as a people, if we stuck together, I think that, greater things could be accomplished. Like I said, today's mood is much better than yesterday's. And I thank those people, those 300 and some odd people that have viewed my videos. And, if you're clicking on the link to follow my videos, then thank you. And please don't hesitate to contact me on the YouTube thing. Like, leave a comment if you or on Facebook. You can try and find me on Facebook. Or leave me your Facebook name, and I'll contact you. So, with that being said, I'm going to sign off now. Be safe out there. You never know what kind of cop you're going to run into, whether he be good or bad. And just, watch your back. So, thank you for listening, and please don't hesitate to contact me. Very, very open-minded. I'm a kind person, and I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve. So with that being said, thank you, take care, and God bless, and be safe.